cultists, welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. We are going to continue on to the side stories to start off with. And the next one is Understanding. I think these are the only 4 side stories there are. I don't know if there's going to be any more. There probably is, so let's see how Yuri met Sayori. Let's see how we met Yuri and Sayori. Yes. The club meeting is suddenly interrupted by the sound of the door, causing Monika and Sayori to turn their heads. What's that? The door opens halfway, then stops. A face peeks inside. Okay, that's a typical shy girl from normal anime, like, just poking her head through the door. Try not to make an appearance. A face that seems familiar. Everybody's silent. 3 ellipses and we're already off to a good start. Sayori's eyes widen, recognizing the girl. She's very conspicuously mouths to Monika. Okay, I can't. I just woke up from my nap, so my voice is not that great. It's her! It's the girl! It's true, the girl standing in the doorway is none other than the girl Sayori had come across reading alone in the classroom. Thanks to Monika leaving a flyer on her desk, it seems she's found her way to the club. Are you here for the literature club by any chance? Am I in the wrong place? No, you're not. This is the literature club. Please come inside. The girl fully steps in the door, but continues standing against the wall, avoiding eye contact. Sayori continues to fail containing her excitement, like oh, jumping with joy and such. It's happening, oh my gosh. Thank you so much for coming. Sorry it's a little empty. I'm Monika, and this is Sayori. And we run the literature club, even though it's just us so far, but... What's your name, by the way? I'd like to join your club. Already? Wait, really? Are you sure? I mean, I should be good enough. Aha! Everyone is welcome here. You don't have to be, good enough. Oh. Do you want to have a seat? We'd love to get to know you. The girl nods, sliding over to a nearby desk and gently sitting down. So what's your name? Yuri. I'm Sayori, and this is Monika. Sayori, I already... Nice to meet you. Do you like fantasy? Like books? Yuri and... Yuri looks at Monika. Why is my mouth acting all surprised? I mean, it's a surprise that we see Yuri's backstory. Fantasy is cool. Yes, let's have you heard of Annabelle Dupont? Or Annabelle Dupont? I can't speak French. A little history about me. Back in high school, when somebody said faux pas, or if it was written faux pas, I usually said fox pass. Yeah, shame on me. I can't say I have. Oh well, she's my favorite author. I'm on her 5th book, and it's just... Yuri grins and presses her knuckles against her cheek in joy. You can borrow my book if you... I wouldn't mind. You're really in for an incredible experience. Oh, it's just like the incredible experiences I had with regular manga. Monika stammers, caught completely off guard by Yuri taking control of the conversation. She glances sideways at Sayori, silently asking for help. I'd love to. It sounds like you're really into them, so they must be great. I'm so happy I found this club. Oh, I'm so stupid. I left all my books in my locker. I should have brought them. Yuri quickly stands up. I'll be right back. I'll go get them for you. You probably only need to bring 1 for now. Sayori nervously says that, noting to herself the considerable heftiness of the book that Yuri set down on her desk. True. Okay, I'll go get the first one then. Yuri exits the club room in a flash, leaving Monica and Sayori silently exchanging glances. Oh my god, I wasn't prepared for this. It seems like you were very prepared in the last segment. How do I handle someone so intense? I have, like, no experience with fantasy, except maybe stuff that I read when I was a kid, but that's probably like a joke compared to what she's into. I'm sure it'll be fine. In fact, I think it's neat that we have different people who are into different kinds of literature. It'll be fun to learn from each other. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree, but what if this is her only interest? Doesn't it kind of seem like that? Monica, don't you think you should be more optimistic? We have a new club member. There shouldn't be room for anything but being happy. I'm excited to get to know her more, aren't you? Words, Zero. Still trying to wake up. Yeah, I guess you're right. Sorry for being so hasty, I just got really anxious all of a sudden. It's because you're afraid of not being able to take the lead. What the heck? It's kind of scary how you can point things out like that, Sayori. It's just like learning. What makes people happy or sad? Yeah. Hey, you know what? You'd probably be great at helping Yuri feel comfortable here. That's why, maybe you could take a break from helping me with the administrative stuff and just focus on spending time with her. Yay, that's exactly what I want to do. Besides, Sayori lowers her voice. I'm probably gonna need all the time I can get. Oh, this might spark a few, R34 things. She taps her fingers against the dauntingly chunky book Yuri left sitting on the desk. Right afterwards, the door opens to reveal Yuri's return. I'm back. Her breath is slightly heavy, which is combined with her short time gone. She indicates she may have ran at least part of the way. She makes her way back over to Sayori and sets her book down on the desk. Just as Sayori feared, the book Yuri brought for her is just about equal in size to the one already on Yuri's desk. Well, there are probably a few things you should know before getting started on it. There are some things that are more explained in other books that take place in the same universe, so going over those would be good to keep you from getting confused at the start. Oh, so like reading all those Marvel and DC comic books. Sayori nervously interjects. Well, I was thinking that maybe today we could just get to know each other a bit more. You know, I think... Okay, I can't talk. You know, I think like we're gonna be reading together. Then I would like that. From across the room, Monica smiles and nods at Sayori while Yuri isn't looking. Oh, okay. Yuri sits down, then looks at her book, then glances around the room, showing no indication that she has anything more to add. So, what made you decide you wanted to join the club? Well, I like reading, so I was immediately interested. I had no idea that someone was starting a literature club, but that's my fault, since I haven't been paying attention to any of the club recruitment advertisements. I only found out because Yuri glances over at Monica. Monica, just Monica. Monica came into my classroom and put the flyer on my desk. Suddenly, Yuri's face darkens, and she shakes her head at her. I was so stupid, I got too nervous and couldn't even look up, so she just walked out. It took me several days just to come here because I was afraid that Monica told everyone how inconsiderate I was, but I decided that was probably irrational. Wait. No, that was totally my fault. I felt so bad about interrupting you that I just, walked out. I was actually really hoping that you would come by. Yuri exhales in relief. So it was not me. I always seem to interpret things as the worst possible scenario. Oh, so she's pessimistic? Well, I was really nervous to come here for some other reasons too, such as there being too many people. Not that I mind that much, but I have a really hard time having to meet a large number of new people at once. Oh, she's gonna be one of those people, eh? So, it's actually amazing that it's just the two of you. I definitely came at the right time. Oh, that makes me happy. I'm proud of you for working up the courage to come. You just met. Yuri smiles warmly to herself. I've never really had the privilege of sharing my interests with others before. It's so hard to find others who are into the same things as I am, except online. So I thought the literature club would provide a chance for me to do that. Getting out of your shell? What kinds of other things are you into? Like, genres? I don't know, just anything. Even if it's not literature. Just things you would think are dumb. Sayori pauses, a look of concern on her face. How about I'll tell you about something I'm into, then you can tell me about something you're into. This is gonna be a long conversation. I suppose that would be okay. Okay. Well, I'm pretty into like crafting things. Like making cute little collages or decorating things like cards or jewelry boxes. My room's always cluttered with random stuff because I keep buying things to make gifts for my friends. But then I put it off till the last minute. So procrastinator. So she's like me. So yeah, that's something kind of silly that I'm into. You sound quite creative. Let's get creative! Yeah, what's your favorite idea? Not that much. It's just that you'd be surprised by how much you can do with scissors and glue and stuff. Oh yeah, that's true. If you mix glue and water and cornstarch, you have your own Mod Podge. So, I have to share something that I'm into now, right? Sayori nods. Well, I guess I'm into nature. I love nature. Monica, I'm gonna start a nature club. No, you're not. You're stuck here with me now. Am not. Oh yeah? Well, I hereby appoint you as vice president of the literature club. There, now you're stuck with me. Hey, don't give me responsibility. You asked for it. Oh, I'm sorry, Yuri, I interrupted you. Go ahead. It's fine. Yuri pauses, feeling awkward after having gotten cut off. I like going out into the woods or to the park. Just places where you can walk or sit and not have any people around. It's peaceful. Just nice to kind of remove myself from everything that matters and let my racing mind operate autonomously for a while. When do you like doing that? It just depends on my mood. After school, on the weekends, whenever I feel like I need it. Wow, I feel like I would never have the time to do something like that. I find that we have a lot more time than we think we do, if you don't let it slip through your fingers. The three continue their conversation, led primarily by Sayori, but with Monica chiming in every now and then as well. Monica had intended to leave it to Sayori and focus on her own work, but she found it difficult not to join in. Before they knew it, the end of the day was upon them once more. Oh, it looks like we should be wrapping up for today. So are you two going to be starting on that book the next club meeting? That's the plan. I'm so excited. Oh, so they're making a book? Sayori beams. Yuri collects her things. Once packed, Yuri wordlessly waves to Sayori and Monica with a gentle smile. Bye! As Yuri exits, Sayori enthusiastically returns her farewell. Once again, Sayori and Monica are left in the club room. Sayori, you're a lifesaver. I didn't do anything, I just talked. Still. Besides, it really lifted my mood. It feels really nice when I can put my energy towards other people like that. She was really excited to be included, you know. It made me happy. Well, there's no doubt in my mind that she'll have a great time here, with you engaging her. How are you feeling about starting the book with her next meeting? What book is that? Is that the Annabelle Pont? Or something, whatever her name was? I'm kinda scared, but I think she'll be happy as long as I'm trying my best. I think you'll do great. After the surprise of a new club member, it seems like everyone has their spirits lifted with something new to look forward to. And then we fade out. Another school day ends. Swallowing her anxiety, Yuri makes her way to the club room, expecting to be the last one to arrive. As she opens the door, she's surprised to find only Sayori in the club room. It's club time again. Monica went to the computer lab, so it's just us today. Is that okay? Yuri silently nods, unable to make eye contact. Yuri's still shy. I'm sorry about yesterday. Don't apologize. Sayori tilts her head, unsure of exactly what Yuri is talking about. Well, I mean, the way I got overly excited to share my books, and how you had to stop me so we could talk first. It was so inconsiderate of me. I got too excited and forgot to think about everyone else in the club, so... Yuri, you didn't do anything wrong. I thought it was cute how excited you were. Well, still, I think I changed my mind about the book. We don't have to read it. Why? Because I don't know what the book is. I know that you were just humoring me anyway. In retrospect, it's rather obvious that nobody was truly interested. That's not true. But if you like it so much, then it must be worth sharing. I've already decided I'll join the club, so you don't have to try so hard to entice me. That's not what I was doing. A moment of uncomfortable silence stretches between the two of them. Oh, this might get heavy, just like in the last side story segment. Well, the thing is, we don't have any club activities yet. I mean, Monica and I have just been working on recruitment stuff mostly. So it just sounded like something fun that we could do together, reading your books. You know, like as a club activity. That would be okay, right? Why am I being so resistant to this anyway? It's exactly what I wanted in the first place, and you're being so nice about it. I really don't know what's wrong with me. I'm sorry for being like this. You're just shy. Get out of your shell. You don't have to apologize. Just tell me if there's anything I can do to help to feel more comfortable here. Sayori puts her desk up against Yuri's and sits next to her. The book in question is already on Yuri's desk. Peering over, Sayori reads the cover of the book. Dusk Bell, Part 1 of the Everlast Saga. It's Dusk Bell by Annabelle. Sorry, I'm reading now. I'm ready now. Oh, right. I should probably get some paper. Yuri grabs a spiral notebook of hers and tears out a few sheets of paper. Wait, how come you need paper? Oh, it's useful to draw things out sometimes, like maps, timelines, family trees, or just for taking notes. Notes? Yes, that's an effective strategy. Well, for a test, maybe. Exactly. I'm sure it will be especially helpful for someone new to the genre. Sayori's joke flew completely over Yuri's head. Thinking about it, she decides that it's probably for the best that it did. Well, I'm not used to having company through this, but I'll try to help make it as accessible as possible. I trust you're, like, super smart. Oh, please. Yuri tries to dismiss the compliment, but she can't hide her smile and light blush. You can't generalize intelligence. I'm only smart in the things I have a lot of experience with. Contrarily, I'm awful at anything involving real people. So she's not a public speaker. That should be evident enough from the 2 days I spent here so far. So in my eyes, it's everyone else who comes off as smart, especially you. No! Sayori rubs her shoulder against Yuri's. You're such a sweetheart when you're not being shy. And she's being shy. Anyway, would you like to get started? Okay. After the minor diversion between them, the two get back on track with their planned club activity. Yuri begins to guide Sayori through the basics of the fantasy world her story takes place in. The more of it she details, the races, factions, history, elements of magic, the more questions Sayori seems to have. But despite Sayori's expectations, Yuri eloquently guides her through it in a way such as it's fun to follow along. It becomes evident that the world-building aspect of the story, not just the story itself, is one that Yuri finds her passion leaning towards. I don't have a water bottle with me. How come people come up with this stuff? It's like the exact opposite of the kind of writing that I do. Well, then you should start reading J.K. Rowling. See the messes that she gets her characters in. What kind of writing? Oh, like poetry and stuff like that. The things I write are like just putting down the feelings that come into my head, you know. This is like, there must be so much planning and hard work. Ah, you're into poetry? I think there's an appendix that includes some of the kingdom's written works, like poetry and folk songs. No way! Haha. Yuri giggles, filling Sayori's heart with happiness when she realizes it's the first time she's heard Yuri laugh. I mean, it means Yuri's must be having fun. Anyway, I think we can get started reading now if you're ready. Okay, but I can't read very fast. Oh, that's fine. I'm very patient. Patience is something I pride myself in. I see. Sayori jots Yuri is patient into her notes. Hey, that's for the book. I'm just kidding. But I'm kind of glad you're patient because I need that sometimes. A lot of times. Yeah, like, I think like in the last few episodes that we've been on this, Sayori flips through the first few pages of the book, getting past the table of contents. Okay, chapter 1. The room becomes silent as the two of them begin to read, but the silence only lasts for a moment before Sayori speaks up again. What does vindicated mean? Well, in this context, it essentially means that he was proven innocent. Okay, I wonder... I'm actually curious about this, if this is an actual book. It probably is, just like the Lovecraft books. It's okay to ask questions, right? Of course. Sayori turns the page. Are these footnotes? A lot of the dialogue has cultural references that require explanation to be understood. The two continue reading. Yuri's relaxed expression remains unchanged. Meanwhile, Sayori's expression grows tense as she tries to make her way through the dense text. Up until now, their expressions have been reversed, with Sayori easily navigating social situations and Yuri struggling in them. But the tables have turned. Wait, are they talking about the past right now, or the present? Past tense? Where? Right here. They're talking about the past. These paragraphs are describing a flashback that Barnes is having. But they didn't tell me that. It's implied from the context. Sayori rubs her temples. The two of them continue, with Sayori asking fewer questions. She begins to understand the value in the notes, as she finds herself referring to them somewhat often, and even adding to them. But her reduction in questions comes not from her getting used to the reading, but rather from her fear that she'll come off across as stupid. At last, Sayori reaches the end of the chapter. I think we can stop here for now. Okay. Sayori takes a deep breath and closes what little of the book she's gone through so far. So what are your thoughts up to this point? Sayori tries to find words. Am I doing well so far? I'm not sure I understand. Well, I don't know. When it takes me so long to read and understand things, it makes me feel really dumb. but I really like how into it you get. It makes me want to keep going. And to keep doing my best so I can see the way that you do. Also, pretty much see the world of the book through Yuri's eyes, I think. The relaxation in Yuri's expression fades. I see. Yuri quietly gathers her things. We can continue tomorrow, right? Yuri pauses, then shakes her head. We can do something else tomorrow. But, I'm sorry. Wait, sorry for what? I don't understand. I'm sorry. I don't want to do this anymore, that's all. I'm sorry that I made you. Aw, here comes the heavy parts. Yuri leaves. You weren't making me... Sayori is left alone with her words. How did this happen? We were having fun just a second ago. It's my fault. I said something stupid and hurt her. I should have just told her that I enjoyed it. Monica trusted me with this. It's the only thing I'm good at, and I still messed up. What if she doesn't want to come back? Drowned in guilt, Sayori stares blankly at her desk, spread with notes. The book sits next to her. Right. If she wasn't coming back, then she would have left the book here, right? Unless she forgot to take it with her. Ugh, this is horrible! Was it really because she thought I wasn't enjoying our time together? Or maybe she wasn't enjoying our time together because I'm not good enough? I probably let her down so much by having trouble following along. Yeah, I'm sure if I was smarter, she would be having so much more fun. I need to do better for her. Wait, is that the end? It is the end! And that brings us to understanding part 2, but we're not going to get into that just yet. I want to say that there is one for the Natsuki, but I doubt it. Anyway, let's look at the pictures. There's a new one of Yuri. Anything else? That's just the only one? Yep, that's just the only one. There's new music. I don't listen to the music. Why listen to the music when you can just download it? Or best to pay for it first if you can. Anyway, we gotta continue on to the actual story. Yes, we know that it's not suitable for children. I put that disclaimer on my videos anyway. Aw, man. I'm the last one here again. Don't worry, I just walked in too. Were you practicing piano again? Yeah. You must have a lot of determination. Starting this club and now picking up piano. Well, maybe not determination, but I guess passion. Remember that the club wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all of you. And I'm super happy that you're all willing to help out for the festival too. I can't wait for the festival. Yes, having all the foods and drinks. Just like a regular Japanese school festival, which I have yet to go to myself. It's gonna be great, eh? Weren't you complaining about it just yesterday, Natsuki? Well, yeah, now you changed your mind. I'm not talking about our part of the festival. It's the whole day of school where we get to play and eat all kinds of delicious food. You sound a bit like Sayori all of a sudden. Monica, do they usually have fried squid? Squid? That's a pretty specific thing to look forward to. Oh, come on. I never had fried squid before, but... experience from a couple years back when I was a senior in high school... It was not pleasant. It was probably spoiled squid. I think I had some too, and some of the stuff that I had made me cough up something awful. Are you saying you don't like squid? You of all people? Yeah, I didn't say I don't like it. Besides, what do you mean by you of all people? Because it's right in your name. Monica. Eh? That's not how you say my name at all. Also, that joke would make no sense in translation. Monica? Monica. Why? Is it Japanese for squid or something? Never mind. I'll look that up later. Let's just focus on our own event for now, okay? Fine, fine. Your reactions aren't as fun as Yuri's or Sayori's anyway. Excuse me? Where is Sayori anyway? Well, there you are. Sayori's sitting at the desk in the corner looking down at nothing. I walked over to her. Hey, Sayori. I waved my hand in front of her face. You're spacing out again. Sorry. Don't mind me. You can go talk to everyone else. She wants us to talk to her. Huh? Is everything alright? Of course. Why wouldn't it be? It just feels like you're a little off. Sorry for assuming things. Jeez, you worry too much about me. I'm fine, see? Sayori shows me a big smile. Don't let me distract you from having fun with everyone. Well, alright, if you say so. I worriedly glance at Sayori before turning back towards everyone else. But the conversation has already dispersed, with everyone back at their usual activities. Maybe I should ask Monica if she's noticed anything about Sayori recently. Since they've been preparing for the festival, they must have been spending a lot of time together. I timidly approach Monica, who is shuffling through some papers at her desk. Zero, what's up? Hey, this might sound a little strange, but have you noticed anything with Sayori recently? Anything up with her? In what way do you mean? Maybe I'm reading into it a little too much, but she seems a bit downcast today. Oh, you think so? I can't say I noticed anything about her. Monica peers across the room at Sayori, who is idly dragging a rubber eraser up and down the desk. Yes, we did that back then. Maybe there is something on her mind, but I'm surprised I'm not the one asking you, Zero. You certainly know her a lot better than I do. Well, the side stories would say otherwise. Yeah, but she's never really like this. She's always talked to me about the things that bothered her. But this time, when I asked her, she was really dismissive. Sorry, I know it's not your problem. I just wanted to ask if you knew anything, so I'll drop it now. No, it's important to me too. I mean, I'm also friends with her. And I also care about the well-being of my club members, you know? Maybe I'll try talking to her myself. Are you sure about that? She seemed like she wanted to be left alone. Are you sure? Maybe she just has a hard time bringing it up with the person of interest. Person of interest? What do you mean by that? I'm saying that maybe the thing on her mind is you. Me? How on earth would you come to that conclusion? She wants to be with me. Well, I probably shouldn't say too much, but Sayori talks about you more than anything else, you know. She's been so much happier ever since you joined the club. It's like an extra light was turned on inside of her. What? No way. Sayori is always like that. She's always been full of sunshine. It's not any different now than it's always has been. You're so funny, Zero. Have you thought that maybe you've always seen her as so cheerful because that's just how she is when she's around you? Well, yeah, that's true. I said too much. I'm sorry. Oh, what do I know anyway? I didn't mean to jump to conclusions, so you should just forget about what I said. Excuse me. I'll try to talk to her. So try not to think about it for now. Alright. Monica smiles meaningfully. I know she said to forget about it, but I already know that I won't be able to get her words out of my head. Monica stands up from her desk and walks across the room where Sayori is sitting. I watch her kneel down next to Sayori and gently talk to her, but she keeps her voice so quiet that I can't hear her from here. I sigh and sit myself down. I know Sayori told me not to worry about her and to have fun with everyone else. But that's impossible to do when she's behaving like this. Exactly how much do I care about her, that I'm letting this weigh me down so much? Now it feels like I'm the one behaving out of the ordinary. But there's nothing I can do besides wait for Monica. Hey, you! I look up to see Natsuki next to me. Are you just gonna sit there and keep staring at nothing? There isn't that much time, so... sorry. I didn't mean to make you worry or anything. It's not like I'm... It's not like I'm worried, Baka. It was just... Natsuki glances down at her side. She holds a volume of a manga in her hand. That's right. Something just came up for a minute, but we can get started now. I won't make you wait any longer. Jeez. Now you're making me feel like a jerk. If something's bothering you, then you can just tell me to leave you alone, and I will. I mean, assuming you didn't feel like talking about it or anything. She practically mumbles that last part. I'm just probably making it seem like a bigger deal than it is. I've just been thinking about Sayori, that's all. Sayori? Thinking about her? Yeah, she seems pretty down today. But she didn't want to admit it to me. So I can't help but wonder if something's happened to her. Oh. Natsuki exhales. Well, first of all, you should really work on your phrasing. But anyway, you're her best friend, right? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Then in that case, I think you should trust her a little more. If she needed you, then you would be the first person she would go to, right? Well, I guess that's true. I mean, some people just have those days. You can't always avoid it. If anything, she probably doesn't want you to worry about her because it's not important. Yeah, that's kind of what she said to me. Maybe it's not right for me to go against her wishes. Exactly. If she needs you to worry about her, then it'll be a lot more obvious. Yeah. I should have thought of it that way from the start. Those words are probably gonna eat you bite you in the ass later. Natsuki fiddles with the book that she's holding in her hands. She really means a lot to you, doesn't she? Yes. Don't get the wrong idea or anything. We've just been friends for a long time. Childhood friends usually turn into lovers. We've seen this in a bunch of anime, a bunch of hentai, and a bunch of dating sims long before this. It's normal to be worried about your friends. I mean, you were worried about me, so... I was not! This typical tsundere. Geez, if you're fine, then let's hurry and get started already. Yeah. Okay, everyone. After some time passes, Monica calls out to the club room. Why don't we share our poems now? Here we go again. Before I know it, everything is back to normal. Everyone goes to retrieve their poems, and I do the same. I make eye contact with Monica, and she smiles at me. I wonder what she was talking about with Sayori. Yeah, I think I should do Sayori, just to start things off. You don't want to get any Wait! Don't want to get any closer to anybody else. Yeah, I have to pause this so I can read this because this just got heavy. Of course I do. But that doesn't mean I need to try so hard to impress them. I still understand you the most, Sayori. I know you have sometimes to put up with me, and I have to sometimes put up with you. But we have a wavelength or something, and this is how the poem came out. Sometimes it feels like you're the only one excited, the only exciting thing in my life. So sometimes it's just easier to write when I'm thinking about you. Sayori? No. Zero. I don't deserve this. You're too nice to me. Why are you doing this? Sayori has trouble keeping her voice steady all of a sudden. Yeah, remember in the side story that she wanted to die because, people were just worried about her? She's not a burden, I can tell you that much. If you had fun with everyone else instead, this would be so much easier. Sayori! I glance around the room to make sure nobody has noticed this. Sayori. I probably never said this before, but I don't understand what you're feeling right now. Tell me what will cheer you up. Sayori shakes her head. She sniffles and keeps shaking her head. Finally, she gathers herself and puts on a smile. It's nothing, Zero. It's just a little rain cloud. I'm sorry you had to see that. I promise it won't happen again. Just smiles from everyone, okay? That's all that matters. Go play with everyone else. I'm gonna go home a little bit early today. Sayori, tell Monica I wasn't feeling well, okay? I'll see you tomorrow. Before I can say anything else, Sayori cheerfully walks out of the classroom, humming to herself. Well, no poem from her. I'll be your beach. Your mind is so full of troubles and fears that diminish your wonder over the years. I'll be the beach that washes your worries away. But if you let me by your side, your own beach, your own escape, you'll learn to love yourself again. I don't know if this is a message. That's probably gonna be foreshadowing later on. Beach? Even she does the beach. Natsuki's was the beach, and now Yuri's is the beach. A marvel millions of years in the making, when the womb of Earth chaotically meets the surface. Okay, that's a little too deep. And I return to the Earth forevermore. Maybe she's been reading that Annabelle book for a little too long now. The lady who knows everything. An old tale tells of a lady who wanders Earth. Why is it these poems have to deal with anything that's from the Earth. Beaches, the Earth, and here I am, a feather. See, and with a breath she blows me back afloat, and I pick up the gust of wind. Something about this seems odd. Okay, you three. We're all done sharing poems, right? Why don't we start figuring out... Hold on a second. Is it just me, or did you say something strange just now? Eh? Something did sound a bit unnatural. I wasn't paying attention. That's right. You deviated from your usual catchphrase when addressing the club. Catchphrase? I don't have a catchphrase. Jeez. Well, why is the mood so weird today? Yeah, because Sayori left in tears and... Look, even Yuri isn't immune to it. Stagnant air is common foreshadowing that something terrible is about to happen. In your books, maybe. Look, the only difference is that Sayori isn't here. It seems you're right. Sayori always helps lighten the mood a little bit, doesn't she? It's almost like everyone's balance is thrown off a little when she's not around. Where the heck did she run off to, anyway? I thought she just went to pee. Natsuki, please show some decency. Oh, come on. She actually wasn't feeling too well and went home early. Is that so? I hope she's alright. No, she's not. She's not alright in the head. Seriously? Of all the times to not go home with her, you picked the time she's not feeling well. So much for you two being all lovey-dovey. No. First of all, stop misunderstanding my friendship with Sayori. And second, she's kind of been avoiding me today, so I didn't want to force it. Oh? That curious expression coming from Yuri of all people. Calm down, guys. I talked to her earlier and everything is fine. What did she say? Anyway, we need to figure out... she just dodged the question. Let's decide what everyone will be doing this weekend. I already know what I'm doing. That's right, Natsuki will be making cupcakes. But we need a lot of them, and different flavors. Can you handle that by yourself, Natsuki? Challenge accepted. And as for myself, I'm going to be printing and assembling all of the poetry pamphlets. Sayori will be helping me design them. And as for Yuri, you can... Guys, can you help me come up with something for Yuri? I'm useless. No, that's not it at all. No, you're not useless. Your presence is pretty good enough. You're the most talented person here, you know. Now, Natsuki's pouting too. Geez, even I can tell now. I guess I never gave Sayori enough credit, but I can tell things are even harder on you when she's not around. That may be the case, but if I can also be a leader on my own, then I won't grow as a person. So Yuri, you have beautiful handwriting, you know? So you should make some banners and decorations to help set the atmosphere. Atmosphere? About that. I love atmosphere. Yuri's expression suddenly changes as she stares at her desk in focus and starts nodding to herself. Your mind is already racing, I see. That's great. You'll be a wonderful help, Yuri. But anyway, that just leaves me. The one who is truly useless. Haha, don't say that. In fact, both Natsuki and Yuri have some pretty heavy tasks to handle. It would probably go a long way if you give one of them a hand. You could always help me out as well. I would be really appreciative of that. Is Monica suggesting I spend the weekend with one of my club members? How on earth are they going to respond to a suggestion like that? I suppose I wouldn't mind a bit of help. Well, even if you don't know how to bake, there's always some dirty work I could give you. It's not like Monica's gonna give me a choice. And you shouldn't be sitting on your butt anyway. Natsuki tries to mumble a bunch of excuses like that. If I recall, Natsuki, you mentioned that you would like to handle the baking on your own. Zero may not like to be around if you only make him out to be a nuisance. So therefore, he may be more suited to assisting with the decorations. Hold on, I never said that. We gotta choose between the two. How hard could it be to make a few decorations anyway? Sounds more like you just making excuses for Zero to... What are you saying? It would be extremely meticulous work. And baking isn't? Just what do you think? Guys, let's settle down for a moment. In the end, I think it's up to Zero to decide how he should like to contribute. Besides, he hasn't really gotten a chance to spend any time with me yet, you know? So I'm sure he's interested in... You literally just said, I'm surprised as well. Sorry. I was just saying, though. Jeez. Can't we just settle this already? Yeah, Zero, you're okay with this already. In the end, it's up to you. Of course. Very well. In that case, everyone looks straight at me. But of course, I'm gonna go with... I have the option of Sayori! Yes, I'm gonna help her out. I mean, if it's gonna be anyone, then I prefer helping Sayori. I mean, we're already neighbors, but Monica said that Sayori was helping her. Jeez, do you really hate us that much? No. Sorry, I didn't mean for this to be difficult. God damn it! I want to help Sayori out. Oh, I wanted to help Sayori out so much. Mostly to try to make the rain cloud go away and hopefully have the outcome I hope that's not gonna be. Anyway, it's not gonna be Monica, because Monica's a little bit too yanking my chain, so I am gonna go with Natsuki because I love to bake. Well, baking sounds like it could be fun, and you guys make it sound like a lot of work, so it could probably use 2 people. Don't worry, baking is tons of fun. Well, I can attest to that. You'll definitely agree. Eh? Just a minute ago you were saying that... That's because... Never mind, okay? Well, anyway, you'll be fine by yourself, right, Yuri? Of course. I'm used to it after all. She looks disappointed. That's good. Even though Yuri is being melodramatic, it's a little hard to not feel bad. So that's everyone, right? Anything else we need to talk about? No, I think that's it. Are you guys excited? Excuse me. Yes. Everything except the performance is going to be awesome. I don't think that really counts. What about you, Zero? Me? I guess you could say I'm interested to see how it all turns out. That's good enough for me. What about you, Yuri? Yuri? She's still sulking. Natsuki starts pouting too. It's not that big of a deal or anything. Well, it's not a big deal or anything, Baka. Well, it might not be just that. I think that Yuri might just be feeling a little underappreciated in general, having to come up with something for her to do, and then nobody offering to help. That doesn't mean... Ugh. Natsuki glances back and forth between everyone with a worried expression. Look, Natsuki goes over and puts her hand down on Yuri's shoulder. Yuri, you really are the most talented one here, and you're going to help make the event a lot more fun and welcoming. I mean, the cupcakes will probably help a lot too, but you're going to make the atmosphere special. that'll be really important for the way that people feel during the performances. So, you need to stop being dumb and give yourself a little more credit. Natsuki releases her hands, then turns around to face the other direction. You didn't really mean that, did you? Not really, but... Yuri isn't the only one surprised. Monika and I are also taken aback by Natsuki's words. Natsuki, of all people, to be saying such encouraging things. But I begin to understand. Natsuki was trying to sound like Sayori. Even if it didn't work perfectly, I could tell she tried to say something Sayori would say at a time like this. Because Sayori always helps everyone smile and feel good about themselves. I'm sorry for being dumb. I'm gonna do my best. And all of us are gonna make it a really great event. Yeah. I hope to see everyone do their best. But with that, there's nothing more for today. So I guess it's time for us to head out. Okay, but I'm staying here a bit longer. I barely got to do any reading today, so fair enough. There's nothing wrong with that. Everyone packs up their things. I start to follow Monika and Yuri out the door as they chat between each other. Where are you going? Eh? We still need to figure out our plan for this weekend. Yeah, that's what we need to do. You literally would have gotten home and realized that you didn't even have a way to contact me. That's true. I have no idea how that slipped my mind. Jeez, good thing I stopped you. I'm giving you my number, okay? You better not make it weird or anything. Why would I do that? It's probably R34 fuel right here. Okay, I'm coming over on Sunday. I'll bring all the ingredients. Wait, you're coming to my house? Well, yeah. What's wrong with that? I mean, I just figured that since I'm the one helping, I would be going to your house. Yeah, right. Like I could have a guy over at my house. My dad would kill me. Really? That's kind of strict if you ask me. Yeah, how do you think I feel? Yeah, I know how you feel. I can't do anything when my dad is home. Anyway, I just needed to complain for a second. We have each other's numbers now. That's all I needed from you. I guess I'll text you when I'm coming over. Alright, fine by me. I'm really gonna show you why I love baking so much. So you better look forward to it. Oh? Didn't you say you were just going to give me the dirty work? Well, I was just saying that. It's not like I could act like, in front of everyone, that I was looking forward to this. Wait, really? Well, kind of. Just because I never got to bake with someone else before. Well, you could have baked with Julia Childs. That's all it is, so... Alright, I get it. Sorry for overreacting. Anyway, I'll be heading out now. See you on Sunday. Never mind. I can't believe this. Natsuki is going to be coming to my house on Sunday, even though I would have preferred to do this with Sayori. My anxiety still shoots through the roof. I guess I've got pretty used to handling her at this point. But who knows what might end up happening when we're outside of school. She even told me she was looking forward to it. I shake my head. Why do I feel nervous that Sayori finds out about this? It's not like we feel that way about each other. Don't say that now. Besides, like Monika said, this is about the club. I have nothing to worry about. If I just go with it, then I'll have a good time. And I am pretty much gonna stop right there, because now it's Sunday. So now, let's see if there's anything new before we close this out. The poems are probably the new thing. Because I don't see anything else. I am not gonna get 100% in this. Hug Energy, Candy Hearts, featuring Jason Hayes. Huh. Never heard of that. But anyway, we still want to help Sayori and hopefully get a good outcome. But let's hope for the best, that nothing turns out awful. So, Thank you for watching. If you want to stay up to date, follow me on Twitter. If you want to see more of what I got, sub and ring. See you on the far side, and as always, anime forever. Bye-bye!